Good evening. I, Abhijeet Chakraborty, I'm inviting you to another educational TV show, talk show, that is Talk with. We have started educational TV YouTube channel in a way back during the time of the COVID, and we have interviewed lots of people. So after the gap of the COVID, now the school, colleges, all are open to quite a few times. During this time, I feel that yes, I need to talk with the educators of society. Because educators, they are the pillars of the society as the ruler. So now, onward, educational degree, we are going to start interviewing or rather than talk show with the best of educators throughout the country. So on the mission of interviewing the educators, today I have got in my studio. I would like to invite Mr. Tanmoy Bhattacharjee in my studio. I'm inviting Tanmoy sir. Tanmoy sir.
Hello everyone. Hello Vijita.
Yes. Good evening, Tanmoy sir. So I
A
am
very good evening.
inviting Mr. Tanmoy because I met Mr. Tanmoy way back almost 3 or 4 years ago in a CBSE, some CBSE works that I am not disclosing to you. And Tanmay is coming from Shiliguri. So I am here in South West Bengal, and he is coming from Shiliguri, way to Shiliguri. Now he has been working as a PGT teacher in one of the reputed school in North Bengal, North West Bengal. And not only that, beside that education or educator's life, Tanmay has many things because he is also a good writer. So that we are going to discuss and we are going to disclose Tanmay bit by bit. So Tanmay, welcome to Educational TV. And first of all, on the behalf of Educational TV, I must, I mean, it is my gratitude that you give us the time and lots of things you are doing. But just first thing first, I would like to know that how you have started as an educator. How in the past, if we are going to the past, what was the first thing you have done? How and when you have thought that you can be an educator? That I mean, that uh, should be known to every of the those who are watching today. So please, Tanmay, tell us about your life and tell us about how and when you have felt that you should be an educator. Over to Tanmay.
Okay, Vijita, thank you once again. And once again, good evening to everyone, to Vijita first, and to all the viewers who are listening to me or who will be listening to me after this video becomes available to everybody via YouTube or any online portal. Vijita, it's a sheer pleasure to hear to be here with you. And I consider this, you talked about gratitude. So I am considering myself as a grateful enough and that you have invited me as a kind effort. I appreciate your gesture. And especially, I appreciate the way you have started with this journey of introducing the young educators or educationists, academicians, writers, or someone who is trying to do something meaningful in their life or something substantial. As you have asked me about when I decided to become a writer or when did I realize that I can be an educator as well. So, Vijita, to be very frank, it's a candid confession. I never realized because when I date back in my memory, I feel that the transformation I went through, even my better half. always acknowledges that a serious transformation I went to, and it's not a change, rather a transformation beyond something beyond. And I had many plans to do in life. I never realized that I would come into, or rather, jump into any branch of humanities. I would take up English honors, and I will be in the teaching profession because long back, I wanted to become an IS officer, later turned converted to IPS officer because I wanted my father to see me as, because he used to be a police person. He retired as an inspector of police with government of West Bengal. So he also had a desire, and I also had the same desire to do so. But later, eventually, it rolled on out of my planning. And as we all know, that life has its own planning, and life knows it well, or the invisible, the omniscient, the omnipotent God knows well that what's best for you. And as we do not know what is there in store for us, it also came to be true for me. And as far as I get back, I see that it's a checkered career that I have been running into. Even today, till today, I find so, and I'm not sure about tomorrow. Yeah, one thing for sure, that I am in this arena, I am in this very field, this very path of not being an educationist or an educator. I don't even consider myself to be so. I am only someone who is worshipping a language, and this is the best thing, this teaching or trying to teach. But I don't consider myself as a teacher as well. I'm a facilitator. I'm trying to facilitate these 21st century first generation learners, and I'm just trying to come up with the gap, or I'm just trying to bridge gap all the potent possibilities, the latent possibilities of today's youngsters, which were not there in our times. And I think in this path of imparting education to all the young minds, for the tiny tots to the adults. So this is the best thing I can do apart from being a writer. I consider, Abhijit, that a writer is one who writes. When it comes to being an author, or any kind of publications, ISBN, ISSN numbers, the inclusion of all these things, that becomes a different zone altogether. But I want to continue writing till I breathe last. That's all I can say about. And I did not plan to become a writer. My last book got published some 8 years back. And in these 8 years, sometimes even I have to face a question that why are you not publishing any more books? Then my spontaneous answer becomes that probably I'm on a writer's block, or it can be any kind of a lack of content which I'm finding. Because I will write, or I will take to pen only that time when I feel that I have something significant, something substantial to write or say about. That's it.
Uh, Great, Tanmay, because I know you for quite a few years, and I know that as a educator, as a teacher, as a language teacher, especially as a language teacher, and you consider yourself as a teacher of English rather than English teacher, because I have seen your YouTube and Facebook pages. That I will come later. But
Yes.
when you have started your journey as an educator, what are the things that you faced, that those challenges, because it was pre-covid era, and after the covid era, how you face the challenges, how you overcome from all those challenges, and how do you feel that before covid and after covid, how the education, the state of education and the curriculum has been changed? I would like to know from you.
See, Abhijit, the things started getting digitized, as you also know, as a senior educator. Things started getting digitized when this pandemic hit us back, and it really hit it hard. And since anyway, I don't consider to blow my own trumpet, but that's true what I'm saying. As far as I know myself, I am always open to change. I'm not vulnerable to change. And it's more than adoption. I am keen to adapt. So, this power to adjust yourself, that is called adaptability. This adaptability, I realized it was very much within me from the old past days, and that's why it did not take me long it did not take me any strenuous steps to come into and accept this path. What problem Some practical problems were there during COVID time, that teachers had to survive away from trying to live their life. They had to survive due to many certain reasons. Most of those things are known to you as well. Okay, I'm not mentioning that. That time was a challenging time for us. But when it comes to education, the challenge became harder when we were trying to drive the attention of those students. I consider this is a movement. When you talk to me about my realization about being an educator, then I would say that it's a womb to tomb process. Yes, it's a womb to tomb process, that is development or that is growth, which I envisage. And similarly, when you talk about my journey or our journey of the educators or being academicians during that time, because that was the kind of a before and after, so pre and post, that curve was to be bridge gap. And that bridge gapping could take place only with the brick to click. So when we are in the offline class, that is a brick system. And when we came to the online platform, it was a click system, a click of the mind. So of the mouse. So brick to click, their students, even I say the first generation learners, they are well conversant with all the features and phenomena of this digital platform, much more than you and me know. That time also it was true for them, but they were very much into the gaming, PUBG and certain other things. We just wanted to convince. It took us long to convince them that please come back to this. We only left to fold and join our hands to request them, please come and join the online classes, because a class full of 35 students, and in online class 5 students are present. The rest of the 30s, we are making calls, messages, why are you not joining, the class has started. So as we know, the beginning of anything is difficult. So I only consider that was a difficult phase. But after that, a peculiar change came into this scenario. Now things are getting privatized. When we see from a cross-governmental way, things are getting privatized, a mass privatization is on its way. This digitization is also has done it's not a jump, rather it's a kind of a pounce on us. And I believe even the insertion of AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, or certain other things cannot even hold us back from getting our students into our mind, because a flesh and blood teacher will always remain to be a teacher only, and that is irreplaceable. I hope
Absolutely.
I could.
Yes, Tanmay, absolutely. Because one point you mentioned, that is a incredible point you have mentioned, that is surviving. And as a teacher, we need to survive. And I'm very sorry to say, as an educator in India, we are saying that we need to survive. I mean, it is a kind of a shame thing that we need to mention about all those things. And second is that as an educator and as a teacher in India, we need to survive when we have seen that predominance of artificial intelligence. Now, after the chat GPT and other artificial intelligence came into the center stage, do you think that our creativity, especially the creativity, because if you want to write some short story, you don't need to create anything. You just type it in your chat GPT and they have given a ready-made short story, whatever you want.
Absolutely.
So,
And to our utter surprise, sorry to interrupt you, to our utter surprise, I just checked one thing, that one reading comprehension passage I was designing for my class 12 English course students. And I was a little bit doubtful, a little bit dubious rather, about two or three answers. So I just put this entire thing along with a reading comprehension passage, that on the basis of the above passage, please answer the questions that follow. And all the answers are meticulously and immaculately correct. That is being provided by ChatGPT in a few seconds. So that we cannot help acknowledge. That's true. And that will continue to be there, because we cannot assume that life would be easier tomorrow. Life will continue to be difficult, to be complicated, but we should not get ourselves compromised on the basis of these complications. And we should also try to adapt ourselves with this scenario, because if I try to refer to Albert Einstein, apart from being a scientific genius, or a science genius rather, he also said that the true intelligence is the imagination. So ChatGPT or any other AI tools certainly can for some time draw our attention towards those things that, oh my god, all things are present here, then why would students need our help? Why would students require us? So all are available there. So it's, as long as you take these things as academic availability, or that availability of content, things are okay. But Abhijeet, I'm sure you would agree with me that content without expression, even when we talk about the marking scheme of class 10 and 12 board papers, the answer key we get from CBSE, there also we have content, format, and expression, where fluency, accuracy, and all these things come. So ChatGPT can show you that what are the things you get. You require this. Oh, here you are. But how these things are made, and whether there is any improvement or not, so that is not been taken care of. And since I'm by nature, it's a bad habit that I always look at the brighter side of life, but not the seamy sides of life. So I'm not going to take this as a challenge. Rather, agar mera bas chale, to I want to pose a threat or challenge to the artificial intelligence itself, that how better you want to become, you do. We are also there to give you a challenge. Unless and until we educators come up with this attitude, because at the end of the day, a small attitude can make a big impact. So if we want to really pose one impact to this, so we'll always have to. But yes, one thing, to hold a student's interest and attention inside the class, subjective expertise need to be updated and upgraded with time. Always you will have to think about the relativity. Always you have to think about the intertextuality. Otherwise, even not all the teachers, a very few, a handful of educators or a handful of teachers will be able to sustain themselves in this scenario, this changing scenario.
Yes, 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 absolutely. It is a changing scenario, and after the inception of NEP 2020, everything will be changed. You know about
Yes,
that CBSE has introduced it, and NCRT curriculum, because we all belong to the CBSE curriculum and the NCRT. So, do you think that NEP, the model of the NEP and CBSE, whatever the CBSE circular has been doing over the years, I mean, after the COVID era, mentioned about the digitalization. I mean, everything CBSE has introduced, that everything is digitalized. That is their own protocol or their own concept. So,
right.
do you think that after NEP has introduced, so after 5 years or 10 years, you can see the change, and especially on the basis of the uh, importance about the creativity part. Creativity means create the activity. Is it? Do you think that it will be changed, or the students will be more interested in creativity rather than repeating the activity? So, what is your feeling as an educator?
See, Abhijit, it is rightly said that the lawless are they who make their will their law. Red tapism was there, is there, and will always be there, as well as It's all about intention. It's all about intention. NEP 2020 or any other CBSE curricular change only give you one dimension, that it's not that this is what you need to exercise. Rather, or more than this is how we can exercise the same, or this is how we can design our academic planning. But it again depends on, because before presentation comes intention. If you talk about one UPSC aspirant, then the UPSC aspirant, whether a candidate is eligible for that particular post. So the job of UPSC is just to put a stamp on this, that okay, fine. But I think God, or the Supreme Almighty, is always there to check your intention, whether you intend to be there or not. With what intention? Are you going to consider all the citizens of this country in a same parity, or you want any monetization or any kind of monetary aspect you're talking about? So I can only affirm that as long as we consider this updating and upgrading ourselves with this curriculum, just to substantiate my viewpoint, I would like to put one example here. That once I talk about private tuition, no matter it's a home tuition or it's a batch tuition, what I personally feel, I think in this aspect, I cannot help appreciate myself for thinking ahead of time. This is not going to persist for long. This tuition, this concept will not persist for long. What the students would require, or what the students would look up to in our upcoming time, is not tutoring, rather mentoring. So as CBSE has also come up with this aspect of flip learning, what we used to have in our times, in your time, in my time, that there is someone who is a horrendous figure for us, and who is to going, I mean, in our words that time, there's someone is going to blabber, okay, fine, Rupe Roshe Gandhe, this happened one day. There was a king, he went to the jungle, he lost the queen, he went to the he climbed up the tree, এভাবে বলতে শুরু করেছেন, and we were just constantly listening that with a spellbinding attitude. But today's generation is not that so. So in our times, even if we talk about the present scenario, this 80-20 is still there. 80% in my aspect, only being speaking or blabbering, and the 20% as a listener's perspective. But what CBSE designs is a complete reversal, is an inversion of the thing, that it will be 28. So I am no longer a teacher, then I am a facilitator. Now the question you asked me, that what I think, is it going to change the scenario or not? It depends on whether we are going to exercise these things. CBSE asks us to talk about 21st century skills. Are we going to exercise flips, the life skills? Are we going to exercise the literacy skills? Or are we going to exercise the other skills? Are we going to use IMT, information media technology? We are talking about productivity, we are talking about flexibility, but are they still stuck up in the diary only, in the circular itself, or we are putting them inside the class? So unless and until we all feel the same, and it's high time that we all have to work as a team, we all have to work as a fraternity. And if we all think in the same fashion, that we can change, then yes, we can change. It's a conviction. It's my conviction. Tomorrow it will be our conviction. But this insertion of these things should be there. Gamification should be introduced. When you have so many, you just think rationally, you just write the last lesson, or you just write the fun they had in YouTube, and you will have umpteen number of content available, where they are designed, or they have designed, some content creators have designed. Yes, I understand that basically that is a summary only, which is no longer way can help the students for a bigger cause. But yes, they want recreation, they want something to get entertained, something to get charged up, they want something that can generate their energy. So from that perspective, this graphical presentation, this diagrammatical way, this impresses them a lot. Then why would they come and attend my class if there is no any gamification? So our approach must be changed, that we let them speak, we let them do, we let them express their mind, and we only rectify, we only correct. If we go this way, actually this is my thought process, I think this way. if we all follow this path, I think the result would not be disappointing. This much only.
Absolutely, Tanmay. Here I want to mention about one thing that you said about the optimism. Sense of the optimism is there. But since I have been almost 2 years in the administration, and while I am recruiting the new teacher, I'm a little bit disappointed. Why I'm a little bit disappointed? Because those students, and not students, those who are becoming to be a teacher or the educator, while they are coming to the class and their knowledge very limited. I don't know why it is very limited, because they have got the result, excellent result they have got, first class
Hmm.
first in the college, from the college, but they don't know about the basic thing about the grammar. Absolutely,
Yes,
some basic things
yes,
they don't know.
Abhijit, being a subject expert and being a teacher, I think these two are poles asunder, North Pole, South Pole differences there. So all we have, as you are saying, or I have been witnessing for a decade-long journey in this teaching profession, being a subject expert is one issue, and becoming a teacher. Because if we talk about being a student of literature, if we talk about being and becoming, and this appearance versus reality, then we always have this, that being is something and becoming is a struggle, becoming is an intention, becoming is a concrete mentality to reach out to that position. uh, Even Objit, you'll be surprised to know that when I am entering in another class of a teacher, that is, I mean, entering another class which is not being taken by me. So I have got a substitution duty, or I am on an arrangement duty to be there for some time. And when I'm discussing formal letter writing with them, so I was literally surprised to learn that the students of that particular class know that they have this liberty to write yours faithfully, yours sincerely, yours truly, in in I mean, as per their wish, their whims, and their fancy. They don't even know the difference, that when to use yours faithfully and when to use yours sincerely. So this is where the problem. They don't even know that the Y has to be capital and the F has to be small. They don't even know that nowadays English writing skill, or advanced writing skill, the creative writing skill rather, has been evolving in its constancy. And we can write nowadays in an inverted manner: faithfully yours, truly yours, sincerely yours. And I sometimes find also that there is a problem in writing the proper way of date in a formal letter. So these things we should start with. It's not that I'm a class 12 qualified, or I am a graduate, or I'm a PhD holder. It's all about knowing the right thing, and it's all about imparting the same right thing. The day when we realize, I think the day we realize that what we know, all we need to pour down to our children, that is the day the students are looking for, our new generation is looking for, and that is the day when I think students will be as informative and subjective as teacher is. Because
From last
don't you
point
think,
of view, you
Abhijit?
have mentioned, Tanmay, last thing you have mentioned, just I'm asking about one thing. That I
Yes.
know that you have started your communicative English classes, and it is become very successful. And because I followed your social media, so from which point of view you have thought that you should start from communicative English? Because I know for years that you have started. It is a journey for you, because you have not started for a few rupees or few for the monies, but you have started on the behalf that yes, the student should learn and should be confident enough to face the challenges. So how you have thought about the communicative English class, and what is the what are the things that now it is going on? Tell me about those things.
With the It's 2016. Back in 2016, for the first time in Raiganj, my birthplace, my root, the place I belong to, which is in my book also mentioned by dear poet Sudeep Sen as a small town, when he was mentioning me as a small town boy. So that particular small town, uh, I initiated with one institution of my own, and my father got surprised by doing that, by seeing that I can do it, which was named Fear Free English, because I wanted to remove all those uncognizable fear, baseless, irrational fear from the students. Better I say from the learners. When I say learners, I'm not mentioning any age. It can be 7 to 70, right? So that was my first exposure to that. And in Raigon's that time, it was hugely successful. Some lawyers, some political people, some doctors, students, civil service aspirants, all were my clients or my learners. But somehow that point I had to cut the cord, because that was a time when Shiliguri was calling me for a better exposure or a bigger exposure probably, and I was going to get settled in life. So I had to just discontinue, and for some days my disciples, if I can say so, some of my disciples or some of my followers continued with that process, and later on I had to close it. But in Siliguri also I started with this, but not in a very prevalent form. But coming to when I joined Techno India Group Public School, Alipurduar, and now I'm staying in Kuch Bihar. So after coming to Kuch Bihar, when I thought that now this is a high time that I should come up. Come up for what? Not, as you mentioned, for any kind of monetary energy exchange. For, because I charge very nominal fees from students, no matter from students, from learners, from working professionals, from homemakers. Because this monetary gain is my secondary purpose. I won't exaggerate by saying that I don't have any interest in money. Then I am lying. So that is secondary, of course. The primary focus is, if I talk about the primary focus, then I have to date back to one story that happened with one of my close relatives, who was working in a medical. He was working in a medical company as a managerial post or in a managerial post, and that reputed medical company disowned him, somehow deserted him. Why? The only reason was uh, he was not proficient in English. He was not fluent enough. He was not well conversant in English. That's the reason. And now you can realize, being a family man, that what kind of thunderstorm it can be for you, a bolt from the blue. Suddenly, one fine morning, you get to know that you are no longer in the job and you are out of the boat. So I could realize the helplessness, and I still realize that there are a lot many families, there are a lot many breadwinners, the family member who is in charge of maintaining the family, the health, the education, and everything. If he or she loses the job, let me focus on he. If he loses the job, then what happens? I don't want it to happen, and this is my way of imparting education, or this is my way of contributing to the well-being of the society, to the future of the society. This is how I want to. Everybody has their own way of serving to the society, to the nation, to the mankind. This is my way, you can say. And when it comes to communicative English, I want to I want to break the myth of that saying spoken English. As you already mentioned that you follow my channel and my social media posts and updates. So there I mentioned several times that there is this is a hogwash. That's a bullshit concept. Some kind of profiteer, some kind of profiteering motive is working behind some institutional vested interests. They are promoting this 3-month English spoken English course, 6-month spoken English course. Come and join our class in 1.5 months, and you will learn ঝরঝরে ইংরেজিতে কথা বলা. That really doesn't happen. If I mean, we can't speak English fluently that much. We are speaking in English. We are rather now corresponding to each other. But do you think the normal way a Britisher or any English people does so? Are we doing this same manner? No, because it's not our language. If a year-long practice or decade-long practice cannot help us do that, so suddenly what is the condition of those aspirants who are coming to learn English. Your condition or my condition will become same if we are asked to go and learn French or German. The same way, because that's a language. And this is only a language. There is no need of any romanticization, no need to romanticize, no need to fantasize, and no any dogma should work here that, oh my god, he's speaking so fast, so fluent, wow, he must be an intellectual. No, it's a language. The way you speak Bengali, Hindi, Nepali, the same way someone is speaking English. So there are some dust spread or prevalent amongst the youngsters or people who has a typical notion about English and the English speaking. I just want to remove all dust. This dust removal technique I want to introduce, and it's not only speaking English that matters. You will have to communicate. Unless and until you fail, unless and until you succeed in conveying your idea to the other person and getting his ideas home, your correspondence, your communication is of no use. And Abhijit, as you can see, the mass privatization we all are heading for, there would hardly be some microscopic image of the government jobs that people are looking for. And our government also has a very weird style of asking. In West Bengal board, they have introduced Bengali medium, or they have introduced Bangla as a first subject, as a first language, English only as a subject. No any communication, no any speaking skills, no reading, listening, like these things. Then suddenly in an interview, they need one Englishman. Oh, you can't speak in English fluently. Then you must be from West Bengal background. So who is responsible? But who is to bail the cat? We can't do that. We can't blame the government. So we'll have to weapon ourselves. So I am there to take the side of those who, despite having tremendous merit, only fail to win this rat race. I just want to take the side of those people, so that another person doesn't have to lose the job, or another person doesn't have to cancel his or her visa, or get embarrassed in any kind of social position where not knowing English becomes a crime. Yes, even the Super 30, that movie got released 2 to 3 years back, there also अंग्रेजी बहुत बुरी चीज है भाई, पैसे से भी भरो. So there was a dialogue given like this. So given the opportunity, people who know how to speak in English, they are so blessed. I don't know how much they feel it or not. But people who do not know how to speak in English, for them, having a mobile full of recharge or having a wallet full of money sometimes is worthless. That's it.
Yes, Tanma, you have mentioned very important things about this communicative English, because I have a known person, that is Rajesh Agarwal. You can see that Rajesh Agarwal is a very friend of mine. Rajesh Agarwal as a excellent positive motivator. In a session, he tell me that yes, first time he learned about the spoken English, that he learned from his friend. A mantra has been given to him by his friend, that whatever you are want to see, please say. The others will understand. Whether the other will understand or not, that is their problem. This is not your problem. Your thing is that you need to talk, and you need to talk in fluent English. If other is having the problem, to make that understand whatever you are talking, that is their problem. So that means what he mentioned, that yes, the pressure is there. If there will be a pressure is there that you cannot talk in English, then you are taking the pressure in your mind. So put the pressure from your mind and put it or throw it to the others. Then it will be great. And you have done excellently well, because I followed your social media. You have done excellently well, because you are living in a, I'm not mentioning small town, but you are living in a town where I think this kind of communicative English classes is very much rare, because they don't know about, because many people know about the spoken English. They don't know about the communicative English. So you have started that. Just I want to share something with my with all of them. That yes, just 1 minute. I want to share something that yes. Please tell me about this. How you have started and whatever the I mean, this is your book, Heights of Life by Mr. Tanmoy Bhattacharjee. So, what about the books and when it was published? Just give a hint about that.
Uh, Long back, quite long back, though not as long as it seems. In 2015, in the month of November, I got this book released, which is which gave me an impression of becoming a father, because I consider this as my first baby, and that was a wonderful that was a wonderful feeling, which cannot be expressed in words. Uh, this book was also not my planning. There was always a desire, I would say. There was always a desire that I wish I could be a writer. I wish I could write one book. And this all came to me without even knowing that I can be a writer, or what are the things I am best in writing. But suddenly I realized my inclination towards poetry. I realized that I am doing well. I have I have got a keen interest in writing poems, and bilingual, by the way, in Bengali, in English, in both the languages. I started writing. Some of them got published in some of the local or regional newspapers, and in some of the noted websites or noted sites, e-magazines, webzines of India, even outside India, like from UK or from Pittsburgh, USA. One uh, Setu, a bilingual magazine you must have heard about. So there I got expressed. Then Muse India. Then in from England, it was Ink, Sweat and Tears, and things like that. Then I came across one writer. I'm not mentioning the name here. I came across one writer who is basically from Kolkata, but now he has got a wide reach in entire India. Some of the people, some of the fraternity know him well as well. So he spotted this potential. I mean, potential in his words. Spotted this potential, and first came up with the proposal that why don't you come up and do a publication. And I didn't have that time any idea about how to get a book published, what is called vanity publication, what is called traditional publication. I only knew about writers workshop that time. Apart from that, hardly, like being a student of literature, I had to study books from Rupa, books from HarperCollins or Penguin, Random House. But those are the big shots, the big houses. So it usually rolled on because I submitted my manuscript to one publisher, Kolkata-based publisher, and then the processes came on, and it got published. And after a gap of 5 months, again in 2016 February, I got a second book released that was basically co-authored. That was a co-authored with another noted journalist who is by professional journalist in Hindustan Times. I'm quite not in touch with him right nowadays. And I had that rarest of the opportunities to got that book launch, not only from Calcutta Press Club, because Heights of Life has got its press release from Calcutta Press Club, from Bolpur, Shantiniketan, as well as in Raiganj Surendranath College. Because after that,
I think
Sombordhana
you are
Sabha.
talking about this book. I think you are talking about this book.
This is 2016, my second baby, which was jointly fathered by me and Mr. Pranab Ghosh. And this book got published from Kolkata, but the book launch ceremony was held in none other than the Benares Hindu University, organized by the Bengali and the English department. And again, this book had a book launch session in Kuch Bihar, there is a hotel, there is a Banquet hotel, the Royal Palace. There also it got published, and that's it. And the writer I was talking about, when he came to attend my he came to attend my first book launch ceremony in Raiganj Surendnath College as one of the guests. So he prepared one kosher, as you know. He prepared one manuscript. He prepared one certain thing that he wanted to read about me, and he did it from his heart. And it became so long that after the delivery of the content in the book launch ceremony, he decided to go for a chapbook. Now, the concept of chapbook is not widely known to the people of our generation, but yes, a chapbook is a. I hope you understand, and the chapbook is few pages book. So he wrote about me, and the foreword of that book, and the book was named A Freshman's Welcome. So I was the freshman, and A Freshman's Welcome was forwarded by Donald Randolph Martin, or in short, you can say another writer from America, Don Martin. And that book also, and along with this Freshman's Welcome, Heights of Life and Air and Age, Linked Since Eternity. These three books all were published from US. So I had the rarest opportunity once again to get the US copies, and that I have, because I have exhausted all the complimentary copies, but those US copies I have kept it with honest effort. That's it.
Excellent, excellent, Tanmay. I hope that in future also, I and all of your best friends and best people, they should know that yes, one day more publication will be coming up from Tanmay, and as an educator, he's a uh, he has been doing a great job. So Tanmay, from educational TV point of view and talk with Abhijeet this segment, I just thank you for coming to and give your time, precious time, give your precious time. I know that you are very busy. Yes, so as I also very busy. But yes, somehow we feel that yes, we need to survive, which
Right,
you have
right,
told you. And not only that, as an educator, we need to interact with each other, because interaction with each other as an educator, new evolvement will be there. I mean, new creativity. I mean, creativity will be coming up. So many things will be coming up, and uh, for those who are watching this YouTube channel or YouTube video today, so I thank you, Tanmay, to coming to this studio,
thank you,
and
Vichitra, for
next
inviting.
time also,
For
yes, next time also, that one
Yeah,
day another interview will be coming up and another thing will be coming up. So thank you, Tanmay, for
thank you,
being
Vichitra, and thank you, Educational TV, for giving me this opportunity to speak my mind out here. And thank you, Vichitra, for taking your time out from the hectic schedule you are into. I already know about your scheduling. Thank you for this.
thank you, Tanmay. So we will be coming. I will be coming with another video, another YouTube video, another live telecast in your future with
Sure,
another
sure,
education. Thank you.
certainly,
Thank you, everyone.
certainly.
And a good night to everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you,